Mindfulness is not a skill or a technique or a hack or something that you learn, but it's a way of life. Mindfulness is just like sugar. I love to give this example. You just add sugar in anything and it makes it sweeter. This mindfulness practice you add in anything, any aspect of your life, and it makes that aspect sweeter because it is nothing but it's just a heightened state of awareness. And when you operate from a heightened state of awareness, automatically you have clarity. Stronger the root, sweeter will be the fruit. Similarly, human beings, you and me, we are trees. We are human trees. Our root is our mindset. There are two things that we need to fix. There are two things that we need to take care of. Number one is the root, and number two is the stem.
How mindfulness, how someone like you who has traveled that journey, who has actually seen the journey in the corporate world as well for 12 years and then started practicing this. And it's been a decade already. It's been a decade already since Alok has been doing it. And he has actually touched many lives so far. Alok, over to you. Just wanted to have a brief about you, what you do, how is it going overall the journey? If you can just share some thoughts on that.
Thank you very much, Vishal. I'm really glad to see the kind of nurturing that's happening in this community. And, communities are really close to my heart because at the end of the day, if you see human beings, we are all social beings, right? No matter how intellectual we sound, no matter how what kind of accolades we have on our chest, or what kind of certificates we have. But at the end of the day, the human connection is something that really fuels our soul. And communities are the future, whether it is families, whether it is social communities, your financial communities, any kind of community you talk about. What I do is in my community, I ask everyone to, number one, be aware of every single step that they are taking in terms of the right direction. And I'm sure all of you, if you are here in Vishal's community, if you are here with Gitanjali, if you are here in this space, I'm sure that you are making some kind of progress every single day. Take your left or right hand. Come on, everyone. Okay. And pat yourself on the back, say, well done. Now, this might sound very silly. Come on, Alok. This is so stupid. Koi aur hi thap thapa de, to kuch acha lage. Yes, if someone else praises us, to kuch baat hai. I doing it to myself. That doesn't make sense. But let me tell you, the thing is, we are champions when it comes to self-criticism and self-doubt. Do you agree? Constantly. We are looking on the left, we are looking on the right. Hey, isko dekho, usko dekho. And then the social media world that we are living in, constant comparison. I'll tell you something. What does comparison do to us? It thrashes and bashes our self-esteem and self-confidence. The time you start comparing yourself, you are insulting your uniqueness. Your uniqueness is your strength. No one can copy your uniqueness. How many of you agree? People can copy your skill sets. People can copy your competencies. People can copy your avatar. People can copy what you do, the way you talk, the way you walk, the gestures, the expressions, everything. But people cannot copy your uniqueness and your experiences. But just make sure that every tiny step that you take in the right direction, that's a win for you. Or wo win waste nahi jana chahiye. I'm Alok Taunk. You already heard about me into mindfulness. The thing is, it has been more than a decade now. I'm working with organizations across the country, helping their teams, people to integrate mindfulness in the most organic fashion and organic way. Because I really feel that mindfulness is not a skill or a technique or a hack or something that you learn, but it's a way of life. Mindfulness is just like sugar. I love to give this example. You just add sugar in anything and it makes it sweeter. Similarly, this mindfulness practice you add in anything, any aspect of your life, and it makes that aspect sweeter. Because it is nothing but it's just a heightened state of awareness. And when you operate from a heightened state of awareness, automatically you have clarity. And when you have clarity, automatically you have that sense of certainty. And when you have certainty in your life, ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to think about it. When you have a sense of certainty in any aspect of your life, confidence is a default outcome. How many of you agree? Because ultimately, one of the core needs of human being is certainty. So this is what I've been doing. It has been more than a decade. Apart from that, a lot of one-on-one sessions and a community wherein people are growing, thriving, trying to be a better version of themselves. Now, progress and success is a very funny concept. Okay. When we talk about success, it's completely different, and it also keeps on changing and varying as per our age and stage of our life. But ultimately, if you really want to achieve that, then please understand success and our progress is nothing but it's a reflection of us. And if we break this down, let's say monetary success, career related success, relationship related success, health related success, and I'm sure many of you would be parents. So parent related success, parenting related success, all this is nothing but it's an extension of you. It's an extension, it's a reflection of you. If I have to give you an analogy, and I want all of you to just think about it, okay? Just think about a huge tree. We call this as a human tree. Just think about a tree. And now the gardener realizes that the fruits that I'm expecting, they are not of the same quality. Maybe, there are some worms, कीड़े पड़ गए हैं, जो leaves हैं, उसमें भी, the quality is not good. I see they are deteriorating. The gardener will not go and fix the leaf. The gardener will not go and fix the fruit. The gardener will fix the root. Stronger the root, sweeter will be the fruit. If you see a plant in your house, the leaf is, drying out. You will not go and color the leaf. Green color लाके आप उसको color नहीं करोगे. That sounds stupid. What you will do is you will start adding fertilizer and you will start adding sunlight and water to the root, to the soil, so that automatically the nourishment goes up. Similarly, human beings, you and me, we are trees. We are human trees. Our root is our mindset. There are two things that we need to fix. There are two things that we need to take care of. Number one is the root, and number two is the stem. So what is our root? Our root is our mindset. And what is our stem? Our stem is our skill set. When you start focusing on these two aspects, automatically the leaves will be taken care of, the branches will be taken care of, the fruits will be taken care of, the flowers will be taken care of. So what are these? These are your relationship. This is your career. This is your money related aspect. This is your parenting. This is your children, the societal, everything. That's a byproduct. I see a lot of people, they are stuck in this thought pattern. I want to fix my relationship. How do I fix my relationship? They are not ready to work on themselves, but they want to fix the relationship. How is that going to happen? I want to get a promotion. मुझे क्यों promotion नहीं मिल रहा? उसको मिल रहा है, मुझे क्यों नहीं मिल रहा? They want a promotion, but they don't want to water the root. I want a good lifestyle. How do I get it? Without working on myself. The key word, the key phrase here is start watering the roots. Root is number one and stem is number two. By that, what I mean is mindset is number one and skill set is number two. Just think about it. If you have amazing set of skill sets or competencies, but something goes wrong here, do you think the skill sets will be useful? You will not be able to give your best. Even if you're a champion, you will not be able to give your best because your mind is not in the right place. But you have the right mindset. That's the importance. And one of the key aspects of mindset is mental well-being, mental health, and mental wellness. One of the easiest way of understanding mental health and mental wellness is mental resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you agree that resilience is very important? And to just simplify the concept of resilience is nothing but it's the capacity and the ability to bounce back. That's resilience. Because please understand, when we talk about stress, when we talk about anxiety, when we talk about depression, when we talk about work-related stress, job-related stress, relationship-related, stress is a part and parcel of life. Till the last breath, till the time you are alive, one of the ways to check whether you are alive or not, whether you have stress or not. So if you don't have stress, which means that you're not alive. Okay. The mannequins outside the shops, they are not stressed. They're standing still because they are not alive. If you are alive, then you will have stress, because stress and anxiety are a default outcome of uncertainty. I think this should happen. मैं चाहता हूं ऐसा होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए. This should happen, that should happen, and I'll be so very happy. But होता नहीं है ना. That is the problem. Things don't always happen as per our expectation. We think of X and Y happens, and then we are like, why is this happening? And when things are not happening as per our expectation, that's when uncertainty is a default outcome. And when uncertainty is a default outcome, that ambiguity is at the next corner. Just look at it. And that's where we start experiencing stress and anxiety. And when I talk about mindfulness, why I'm really obsessed with this science is because, 100% of the time, 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 mindfulness doesn't promise us that that stress will disappear from our life, but mindfulness promises us a skill to deal with it, no matter what life throws at us. If I have those strategies, if I have those tools, if I have those frameworks, if I have that perception, if I have that attitude, then I'll make sure no matter what's happening to me, I still know how to respond in that situation. I'll not end up reacting, but I'll respond. And that is what my mindfulness promises us, because a lot of research studies and a lot of papers shown that it brings some kind of anatomical changes in our brain when we practice mindfulness. And that's the reason it's very scientific. That's the reason I'm really obsessed with it. So there's a lot that we can explore on this.
As you know that, this audience here is actually in the middle of the journey with us. And, they've been learning, they've been growing every day. They've been doing certain things which have not been natural to them. And they've been understanding that how they can grow in their career at a pace which they would want it to, right? So everyone has a dream to start a career or to have a career which is like, gonna give them the results. Somebody has a dream of having a great home. Somebody has a dream of having a good family life, a work-life balance, and all those things. So you are absolutely right. We have worked on the roots. We have worked on the core of it. And in fact, today is the time where, we always talk about a journey that, when you understand yourself, your strengths, and you look inside you, then you realize that what exactly is going to come out. So they are pretty confident about themselves. They are pretty confident about, how they need to talk, how they need to work. Some of them have been exceptionally doing well, and some of them have been really also got great breakthroughs. But on the other hand, there are people who are thinking and also wondering that mera number kab aayega? When will I get the results? It's been 2 months. It's been, I've been taking actions, and how will I get the results? So we always keep talking about the process. We always keep talking about the system, that you need to work on the process. You need to work on the system. And we have noticed in the previous batches, not in this batch, that in the middle of the journey, there is some dip in the energy. People feel that, बहुत actions ले लिए, अब इसके बाद तो बस result चाहिए, कैसे भी करके result आ जाए. So I just wanted to ask you, Alok, what is your thought on this? And, when somebody is in the middle of the journey after taking a lot of actions, some of them, yes, naturally the comparison happens because they're a part of the family. They're part of the community. They see some of them are getting the breakthroughs. Some of them are not getting the breakthroughs. So what you should have done if you would have been there in their shoes?
That's a nice question. In fact, the phrase that you use, mera number kab aayega, we had this recently, this movie that came, apna time aayega, yes, and there's so many t-shirts people used. I still see a lot of youngsters wearing those t-shirts and every time I see that, there is this little voice inside me which tells me that go and tell that person, टाइम आता नहीं है, टाइम को लाना पड़ता है, टाइम आता नहीं है, टाइम को लाना पड़ता है. yes, वो टी शर्ट धो के वो निकल जाएगी प्रिंट, लेकिन टाइम नहीं आएगा अगर आप नहीं लाओगे तो. So let's move from philosophical to practical. Okay, the thing is, the outcome, whatever outcome that we are trying to get, is a reflection of our inputs, basically. Okay. And as Vishal, as you rightly said, that comparison happens when you are part of a group, when you're part of a community. Let me bring a very different perspective of comparison here. Okay, comparison is very natural to us because this is what has been ingrained in us right from our childhood. The time we were a child, school se chalu hota hai ye sab. Uske kitne marks aaye, uske kitne marks, usko dekho. And this happens, and this is like an ingrained habit. Automatically you start comparing. But there is also a quote which says that nothing good can come out of comparison. I'm sure you must have heard about it. But let's tweak this, okay? You can compare yourself in a healthy way with others. Generally, when we compare, the kind of internal dialogue we have is, ऐसे कैसे हो गया उसके साथ? How is he able to achieve that? Why am I not? Now here, what is coming out of this is jealousy. And that jealousy doesn't have a positive energy. That jealousy will pull you down. You will not feel like, and then you'll start becoming a bitter person. But instead of that, if you start focusing on the same question, but with a different intent, because at the end of the day, intention matters. The first question is, how can he get this? I want all of you to look at me very carefully, okay, and try to understand the micro expression and the voice modulation that I'm trying to use here. How can this happen to him? How can he get this opportunity? The same question, I'll just tweak the intent a little bit. And I'm like, how can he get this? How did this happen with him? How did he get this opportunity? How did he get this breakthrough? Now, here, there's a tint of curiosity and not judgment. Are you with me? If yes, just write with you in the chat box. Now, see, the thing is, intention is very powerful. We generally undermine the power of intention. Okay. When you say that, how did he get this opportunity and why not I? That's when you are becoming jealous. And that's when you are in a very ugly comparison mode. Now, no one will show that upfront, but internally, unko pata hai kya ho raha hai andar, right? But now when you start asking that, how did he make it? How did he reach from point A to point B? What did he do to achieve that? Now, here you're becoming more curious. And when you ask something with a tint of curiosity, you want to learn more. You want to explore more. And here you can actually go and connect with that person, because now you're a family, you are a community, you have that access. You go and connect with that person. Hey, how did you do that? What did you do to achieve that? कुछ नया सीखा क्या? कुछ नए competencies? How did you connect well? Did you add some kind of complementary skills to this? And what was your entire journey? This is how you can actually learn from each other's successes. That is number one. One thing that I've noticed is that we become very judgmental about our progress and success. By that, what I mean is, number one, we set high goals, first of all. We are really high goal setters. And then if we are not able to see that momentum or that progress, we are very disheartened. So the first thing what I want all of you to do is set the right kind of goals. Set the right kind of goals. Don't try to jump from one peak to the other peak. Focus on progress, not on perfection. So, many times we have this idea that agar aisa wala job mile, ya agar itna wala package mile, only then it is success. But apart from that, just think about it. If you are at point A, are you able to move from point A to point B? Don't aim at reaching to point E or point D. Just think of reaching from point A to point B. Incremental improvement is the keyword. Incremental improvement. After talking to so many people, I've realized this, that people are making progress. It's not that they're not making progress, but they don't have the right process and the system to measure their progress. And that's the reason they become very disheartened. Just to give you a simple analogy, let's say I'm in Mumbai right now, and I want to go to Pune, which is somewhere around three hours from Mumbai by road. Okay, I want to drive by road. How many of you are aware, if you take a road drive, you see those milestones? 250 meters, 500 meters, 1 kilometers. Abhi ye itna dur hai. Abhi how does that milestone help you? It helps you understand that you are making progress towards that destination. Yes or no? If there are no milestones, you will get confused कि मैं पहुंच भी रहा हूं कि नहीं. और कितना time? And you'll become frustrated. It is as similar to what is happening in our career as well. If you don't have milestones, you're giving efforts, लेकिन आपको पता ही नहीं, you're not even aware that whether you're making progress or not. So have those milestones. Where was I 3 months back? Where was I 1 month back? Where am I today? Where I wish to reach after 15 days or after 20 days or after 1 month? If you have that milestone, and if you break it down into smaller milestones, then you will be able to measure. See, anything which is measurable and trackable is achievable. Anything which is measurable and trackable is achievable. Simple example. If you want to lose weight, but you don't have a weighing scale, and you are making sure that you eat less, you're doing exercise, and then every day you stand in front of the mirror and you're like, kuch kam ho hi nahi raha yaar. I'm not able to see it. And then one day you're like, forget it, yaar, chodo weight loss, burger mangate hain aaj. You were making progress, but you failed to measure it. But just think about it. Every single day, if you get on that weighing scale, And then you realize, hey, you know what? In some few grams, I'm losing every single day. And then you will be motivated to continue. What motivated to continue? What motivated you to continue? That weighing scale, which is your measuring system. So coming back to your question, Vishal, I think number one, having the right process, having the right measurable and trackable system. And number two, how can I use comparison for my advantage? Not to become jealous, but to become more curious. So even if I start doing these two things, I'll not give up my efforts, I think.
Thank you so much, Alok. I think this has actually given a sigh of a relief to many people that this is where we were not considering. From the month one to this second month end, you are really happy about that progress.
And just to add, I'm so very happy to see that a lot of yeses coming up here. See, the thing is, progress, let's redefine our idea of progress. It's very important because maybe you are living someone else's definition of progress and that is disheartening you. Okay. See, for a person who is next to you, for him or for her, progress definition can be something else. And now if you start living his or her progress definition, you will never be happy with yourself. What is progress to me? What is success to me? For the person on my left, success can be buying a Mercedes E-Class. Success for me can be making sure that I give all the comfort to my family. If Absolutely. I'm able to achieve my level and definition of progress, I'm happy. But if I start living his definition of progress, I'll never be happy. Or मान भी लो मैंने Mercedes E-Class ले भी ली. Then I'll ponder on my basic thought. This is what I really wanted? Because my family is still asking for my attention. You get it? So make sure that you have the right definition of progress. I give this example that one tiny move in the right direction is progress. For example, let's say if there is a person who is wanting to read books. I want to read books. So many people are reading books. I know that the power of reading books, but सोचता ही हूँ लेकिन कभी मैं book खोलता ही नहीं. So one day you make this promise to yourself. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to start this new book that I've ordered from Amazon. You pick that book, you read one paragraph, and then you keep it. That itself is progress. Because still now, you didn't even open that book, but today you read one paragraph and that is progress.
Look, I was just watching your some of the Instagram reels. There you talked about a concept called 5:8 inhale and exhale breathing system. What is that all about?
That's 5:8 is like a groundbreaking system of our community. Because 5:8 is nothing but wherein you inhale for the count of 5 and you exhale for the count of 8. The idea here is to have longer exhalations. 5 के count तक आप inhale कर रहे हो, 8 के count तक exhale. So anyways, your exhalations will become longer. Longer exhalations, they trigger our vagus nerve, number one, and they trigger our parasympathetic nervous system. And parasympathetic nervous system is directly related to relaxation response. So, we have this nervous system, which can be divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. So sympathetic is all about stress, activation. Parasympathetic is all about calm and relaxation. So whenever you feel stressed, and this is for all of you, okay? Thank you very much for asking that question, Vishal. This is for all of you. Whenever you feel stressed, it can be minor stress. ऐसा नहीं है कि भूकंप आएगा वो वाला stress. Even it can be a minor stress. You don't even have to close your eyes. Wherever you are, standing, sitting, even driving for that matter. Even if you're driving, okay? Just bring all your attention and awareness towards your breath. In your mind's eye, watch your breath. And start inhaling for the count of 5 and exhale for the count of 8. Inhale for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 8 at normal speed. And do this for a couple of minutes. That's it. And instantly you will see that your heartbeat is also normalized. There are no palpitations if they were earlier. Butterflies in your stomach. Everything will settle down slowly. Because now you're helping your body to rest and digest. And that's where automatically your emotions will lower and your intelligence will go high. So then you are able to, choose the right option, take the right decision, analyze. Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. This is like a quick hack, right? So a lot of people are appearing in the interviews, Alok, and they come back to us that सब कुछ हो गया था फाइनल राउंड में सीईओ के सामने पता नहीं क्या हुआ, it tanked. At the moment of salary negotiation, I was not able to ask for that number which I really wanted to crack.
Yeah.
Somehow I went on with the mind that I need to ask for 60%, 80%, 100%, 120%, but I ended up asking for 30, 40%. So there, what is your thought process? And what do you think this, let's say somebody is going to appear in a high stressful interview. So then what tips and tricks you would like to give so that they can nail it?
It's a very good question and very important question. Negotiation. When you are going for an interview, you are going to sell yourself. You are selling yourself. Okay. So it's not an interview process. It's a process wherein there is going to be an exchange. You are going to sell yourself. When it comes to selling, you will not be able to ask for a price if you are not sure about whether that thing, that product, or that service is worth that price or not. I want all of you to listen to this very carefully. We are going deeper in terms of psychology. We are going deeper in terms of self-worth. You will never be able to pitch a number. You will never be able to give a number if you don't feel whether I'm worth that number or not. So the first thing what I want all of you to do is you need to derive your worth. What am I worth? Because many a times I've seen people internally, they know I'm not worth this much. Internally, they know ki I don't deserve this, but they want to ask for that number. And when you don't deserve something, when your worth is not at that scale, but you deserve something beyond that, you will not have the confidence to ask for it. It's very simple math. Selling is all about delivering value. Selling is all about knowing the worth of the product or the service, and in this case, worth of yourself. So, for example, let's say if I am pitching myself for this particular position, and this position, the KRA, the job description is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that this is what is being expected. This will be expected out of me. I want you to weigh yourself on those expectations. On a scale of 0 to 10, where do you rate yourself in terms of expectation number 1? On a scale of 0 to 10, where do you rate yourself for expectation number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6? उसके बाद दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. Then you'll be able to see that, oh, you know what? For expectation 1, I rate myself 3 out of 10. For number 2, I rate myself 4 out of 10. For number 3, I rate myself 2 out of 10. For number 4, I rate myself 6 out of 10. Give yourself a timeline. In the next 3 months, in the next 4 months, what I will do is I will make sure that I bump up all my ratings from 3 or wherever it was to 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 in all of them. Uske baad dekho, you will automatically be confident in asking that number. Because now you know that this is what is expected out of me, and I am on a scale of 9 for all of those requirements. They deserve me, and I deserve this job. You get it? That confidence will only come when you start fueling yourself. Otherwise, there will always be a fight. There will be an internal fight. You know what is that internal fight? That internal fight will be between your intellectual mind or your comparative mind telling you, itna to milna chahiye, itna to aana hi chahiye, and your internal self, that is your real self, your authentic self, it will tell you, you don't deserve this, itna nahi mil sakta. And this internal debate will never show out in terms of your confidence. It will never find an expression in terms of your confidence. It will always show some kind of self-doubt, whether you will not be able to speak up, whether you will not be able to show that confidence in your body language, because internally there is something that is pulling you, and that is your self-doubt.
100%. I am absolutely in sync with this. And this is really something which is a mind-blowing stuff, because this is what people actually need to practice. This is what actually, will give them that self-confidence. That when I'm appearing in the interview, if I am tick marked on these things, which is the requirement, we always tell them to go through the job description, look into the KRAs, and prepare that with the mentors, with the people out here. We can prepare them on these things. But that self-worth, if that's being done properly, I think I would say 90% battle is won.
In fact, just for a second, what I want all of you to do is, all of you are working professionals, right? Now, what you do is separate yourself and separate, your skill set or your competency. Think of it as if you are pitching a product. Jaise ki wo Shark Tanks hai na, Shark Tank India, right? So think of it that you are holding your miniature version of yourself in your hand. Okay, all of you do this with me. Okay, come on, let's do this. Let's have some fun. Okay, so all of you are going to Shark Tank's essay. Okay, and you're going in front of the sharks. So the sharks are no one, but they are the interviewers. Okay, and आपके हाथ में क्या है? आपके हाथ में आपका एक मिनिएचर वर्जन खड़ा है. This is your miniature version in your hand, and you are there to pitch this, that this person deserves this much package. You got it? When will you be confident in terms of asking this package for this person? When you know that he deserves it. When you know that he has the skill set, he has the competency, he has the ability, he has the mindset, he has the attitude, he has the potential to reach where you want him to reach. Automatically you'll do that. In fact, there are so many, I work with a lot of coaches as well, Vishal. So aspiring coaches. So many times it happens that, there is always this glitchiness which comes when it comes to asking for money. This is like what to say, like we are really good, we really want to deliver value, but when it comes to asking for money, we always step back. Yaar, paise kaise mange? That, because see, this is somewhere from our conditioning at the end of the day. But now the simple mantra here is, if you think that you don't feel like asking for money, then the only thing is you need to go back and check what is the value you are wanting to deliver here. Whether the value you are wanting to deliver, is that worth that money? And if no, then keep on spiking up the value, keep on spiking up the value, keep on spiking up the value. Automatically, you will be very confident in terms of asking for that package.